the truth, no time for discussion. The map shows the highway, a linear path, but my heart is a circle, stuck in the aftermath. We said it was simple, a mutual retreat, but my feet hit the floor, tasting only defeat. A box full of memories, taped up and sealed. The damage we tried to conceal is revealed. I turn the key slow, hear the engine awaken. It's the last time I'm here, profoundly mistaken. This ghost of a promise we couldn't defend. Is this how forever is supposed to end? These are the last exit wounds, where the asphalt divides. The miles on the odometer mirroring what hides. Shattered glass on the dashboard light, reflecting our demise. I'm leaving the pieces reflected in your eyes. A puncture of silence, a critical break. For goodness sake, how much more can I take? These are the last exit wounds, and they cut deep tonight. I drive past the diner, the place where we first met. That cheap vinyl booth, a feeling I can't forget. We laughed about futures we swore we would own. Now I'm driving away on this road all alone. The radio's buzzing, playing our old jam, and I slam on the brakes, thinking who I am, a stranger to sorrow. Now wearing its mask, this emptiness settled, completing its task. The city lights fade in the mirror, small frame, just smoke in the darkness, whispering your name. If I could rewind the clock to the minute we fought, I'd stay in the silence and do what we brought, but fade through the curtain. The show must close now. I take one last breath and make one final bow. These are the last exit wounds, where the asphalt divides. The miles on the odometer mirroring what hides. Shattered glass on the dashboard light, reflecting our demise. I'm leaving the pieces reflected in your eyes. A puncture of silence, a critical break. For goodness sake, how much more can I take? These are the last exit wounds, and they cut deep tonight. Deep tonight. The exit sign blurs, just me and the echoes, and the quiet highway murmurs. Last exit wounds, the engine hums low, and that's all that's left now. Where did we go? Fatal Peter and heavy verb. The velvet seats are empty now, the marquee lights are dim. We played our part, we took our bow, right down to the bitter brim. I traced the dust upon the frame where our final scene was shot. A perfect picture full of flame, but the ending we forgot. The script was written on the fly, a tragedy in slow motion. Watching the colors bleed and die, swallowed by the ocean. I still hear the projection humming, the ghost of laughter rings, anticipating your welcoming, but the curtain never swings. This is the last real play, the flickering, fading memory, a silent film in black and gray, starring only you and me. They cut the soundtrack, kill the light, no applause for our demise, just echoes drifting through the night, reflected in my tear-filled eyes. We missed our cue for the happy end, stuck in this timeless loop and flow. I watch the fragile celluloid bend, letting go, letting go, letting go. I walk the lonely soundstage floor where we built our fantasy. The props are stored behind the door, remnants of what used to be. Remember whispering promises under that fabricated moon. Now those sweet soft emphases turn into a forgotten tune. The director yelled action once, and we gave it everything we had. A breathless, painful final dance, bittersweet and utterly sad. I wish I could rewind the clock before the credits started rolling, before we hit that sudden block where control was past controlling. This is the last real play, the flickering, fading memory, a silent film in black and gray, starring only you and me. They cut the soundtrack, kill the light, no applause for our demise, just echoes drifting through the night, reflected in my tear-filled eyes. We missed our cue for the happy end, stuck in this timeless looping flow. I watch the fragile celluloid, letting go, letting go, letting go. If the critics gave us one more chance, one last review to write, I'd tell them we just couldn't advance, consumed by the stage fright. We were beautiful disasters, framed perfectly for the screen. But even the most masterful cast remembers what it felt to mean. The projector bulb is dead, the audience has gone home. Only the sound of my own dread remains, wandering alone. This is the last real play, the flickering, fading memory, a silent film in black and gray, starring only you and me. They cut the soundtrack, kill the light, no applause for our demise, just echoes drifting through the night, reflected in.
The air is heavy, thick with yesterday's breath. Another velvet curtain drawn against certain death. I trace the outline of your profile in the dust, most dancing, caught in the low light, barely glancing at the clock that stopped the night we paused. This apartment is a mausoleum of lost causes. The smoke alarms are silent now, accepting the haze, remembering all the promises we burned in those days. just a silver trace remaining, a phantom limb made for the sound of your departure, the mistake I couldn't break. I leave the hallway light on just to prove the darkness hasn't fully taken hold, but every shadow here is turning cold, and I'm still standing here where the last scene faded out, swallowing the words I never dared to shout. Silver trace on a darkened screen, a memory that flickers, meaning pristine. It slows down time when the credits roll, digging deep into the marrow of my soul. We were high conscious drama, black and white fire, now just echoes caught in a failing wire. I inhale the absence, cold and slow, the scent of smoke lighted. Where did we go? It's a permanent scar, the way the light hits your face, leaving only a spectral, shimmering trace. Yeah. The window pane reflects a stranger staring back, hollowed eyes observing a calculated attack on silence. I left your favorite record spinning on a turntable, a desperate plea, a narrative fable. I'm walking through rooms lined with forgotten scripts, yeah. Reading the lines we spoke with sealed lips. Every quiet corner holds a whisper of regret, a nicotine stain on a promise I haven't met. I try to scrub the canvas clean, start the scene anew, but every brush stroke leads me right back to you. The spotlight fades to black, but the burn mark remains, etched into the floorboards where we weathered the rains. No final act, just an infinite loop of what we could have been, sinking through the floor. Silver trace on a darkened screen, a memory that flickers, meaning pristine. It slows down time when the credits roll, digging deep into the marrow of my soul. We were high contra drama, black and white fire, now just echoes caught in a failing wire. I inhale the absence, cold and slow, the scent of smoke lighted. Where did we go? It's a permanent scar, the way the light hits your face, leaving only a spectral, shimmering trace. Cinematic decay is all that remains. I'm stuck between frames, caught in the hard rain of realization. The silver highlight starts to fade.
Streetlights buzzing low, a synthetic glow, remind me of the night we swore we never let go. Now the air is thin, where do I begin to unspool this thread of pain that's woven deep within your jacket on the chair? A sin I can't repair, it's just a faded photograph floating everywhere. I knew the clock was ticking, heard the sound, but ignored the warning till the whole thing hit the ground. We were built to fire, fueled by high desire. Now we're just two silhouettes walking on a wire. It wasn't a crash, no sudden flash of heat, just a whisper in the static of lonely hearts to feed. It's the slow fade, the final parade of every promise that we secretly mislaid. Oh, this neon slow burn, lessons I must learn, watching all that bright love slowly start to turn. slow burn. The silence is complete. The silence is complete. The city breathes a quiet side at night. Neon colors bleeding into the low light. The rain taps softly on the window pane, a syncopated rhythm to this dulling pain. I walk these floors, a ghost in my own home. Every single echo says I'm all alone. The script was written a dramatic swift end, but when the final curtains fell, there was no friend. Just the sound of silence stretching out so wide. Nowhere left to run, nowhere left for me to hide. I check the door, just having nothing more, because the world outside doesn't bother knocking anymore. The silence is deafening, demanding a scene, playing out the tragedy of what has been. And I dance in the spotlight of the kitchen floor, spinning slow motion, needing something more. I cry the tears I saved up all week long, performing the saddest, most honest song. But the seats are empty, the gallery long clear. The silence is the sound I always feared. It's just me and the echo fading slow, realizing there's no one watching this tragic show. No one watching, no one to catch the sudden fall. No one watching, standing against the concrete wall. I put on the greatest show of heartbreak, knowing every move is just for my own sake. I rearrange the artifacts that we left behind, fragments of a future I can never find. Dust motes floating, catching the weak dying ray, illuminating how we drifted far away. I practice smiling in the mirror's cold glass, trying to convince myself that this too shall pass. But the facade cracks right down the middle line, revealing the hollow space where your hand used to twine. Every scene is playing out in muted faded tones, a quiet tragedy written deep into these stones. I keep the volume low, the stage lights turn down, so my silent breakdown won't disturb the sleeping town. The performance is intimate, terribly real, but without an audience, how do I know what I feel? And I dance in the spotlight of the kitchen floor, spinning slow motion, needing something more. I cry the tears I saved up all week long, performing the saddest, most honest song. But the seats are empty, the gallery long clear. The silence is a sound I always feared. It's just me and the echo fading slow, realizing there's no one watching this tragic show. No one watching, no one to catch the sudden fall. No one watching, standing against the concrete wall. I put on the greatest show of heartbreak, knowing every move is just for my own sake. The camera The silence here is weighted, leading duvet spun. I chart the dust motes falling, chasing a phantom sun. Each ticking clock a tremor against the hollow frame. I learned the dialect of empty, whispering your former name. My soul is just a coastline, eroded by the tide. A map of places you promised, where we would always hide. The atmosphere is thinning, pressure drops beneath my skin. Gravity itself is failing. Since the moment you checked out, let the darkness settle in. It's the physics of the absence, measurable decay. Every molecule remembers the warmth you took away. I'm caught in zero friction, perpetually in free fall, calculating the distance between myself and the world. This inertia of heartache, a law I can't suspend. A beautiful slow motion fracture that has no visible end. I study the trajectory of shadows, how they stretch and fade. I built a fortress of memory in the solitude you made. The mirror shows a stranger with eyes of fractured glass. I'm anchored to a moment, knowing time will never pass, until this density of missing you releases its cold hold. A story told in minor keys, getting endlessly old. If every action has an equal and opposite reaction, where is the force that counters this crushing inaction? Waiting for the quantum leap, a shift in space-time fold, to find a universe where I'm not perpetually cold, to find the anchor point that pulls me up from down below. It's the physics of the absence, immeasurable decay. Every molecule remembers the warmth you took away. I'm caught in zero friction, perpetually in free fall, calculating the distance between myself and the wall. This inertia of heartache, a law I can't suspend. A beautiful slow motion fracture that has no visible end. Free fall, just floating now. The vacuum holds me tight, no air to catch the sound, just the gravity of goodbye. The velvet ropes are lowered down, the final act is through. The marquee lights are fading now, reflecting only blue. I walk these empty hallways where the audience once cheered. A ghost inside the picture frame confirming all I fear. The stage goodbye felt so rehearsed, a tragedy defined. We missed our cue for happiness, left the best scenes behind. The camera lens is shattered now, collecting dust and time, and I'm still stuck within the frame of your perfect crime. Silence on set, the director called cut, but the echo remains. The celluloid art
Every prop and every costume holds a memory of us. From the painted skyline backdrop to the broken trust. I check my script for footnotes that could tell me where we went wrong, but all the pages turn to white, where your voice used to belong. The soundtrack faded to a hum, a low frequency drone. I built my world around your lines, now I'm watching it alone. We played the lead so flawlessly, we mastered every guise, but failed to read the warning signs hidden in our eyes. Silence on set, the director called cut, but the echo remains. The celluloid heartache imprinted on skin runs deep through my veins. No applause for the ending, just a whisper of what used to be. 1,000 takes later, still waiting for you to come back to me. Silence on set, the spotlight is gone, leaving shadows and dust. Just the slow rolling credits of a love we couldn't trust. They say the show must carry on, but darling, how can it start? When you walked out of the dressing room, you took away the heart. The raw footage shows the truth unedited and grim. A master shot of loneliness standing on the rim. I'm rewriting the ending in my mind, a fantasy rerun, but the final scene is frozen beneath the setting sun. Silence on set, the director called cut, but the echo remains. The celluloid heartache imprinted on skin runs deep through my veins. No applause for the ending, just a whisper of what used to be. 1,000 takes later, still waiting for you to come back to me. Silence on set, the spotlight is gone, leaving shadows and dust. Just the slow rolling credits of a love we could. Another Friday night, the neon's bright, a fading sight, a silent fight. I see your face in every crowd, shouting words but never loud. The booth light shines a lonely gleam, shattering my perfect dream. Remember back when we were fire, now we just burn on the funeral pyre. I trace the table where we're due, wishing that I never knew the sudden sting of the goodbye, reflected in my teary eye. Gotta face the music, feel the dread, every single word you said. Oh, the silent booth light burning slow, letting everybody know that I'm standing right here feeling cold. A story quickly growing old. We built a castle paid with gold, now it's just ashes bought and sold. Yeah, the silence here is deafening, this lonely memory's beckoning. The bartender asks, need another shot? I nod him off, absorbing what this empty space has come to mean. The bitter taste of what's unseen. We used to laugh till morning broke, now every memory's a choke. A phantom limb, I feel the loss, paying such a heavy cost. I tried to call, I tried to text, but silence is what happens next. There's no rewind, there's no reset, just bitter flavors I can't forget. I clutch the glass, my hand is shaking, this fragile heart is fully breaking. If I could trade this moment now for just one promise once without. Oh. The velvet seats are empty now. The marquee lights are dim. We used to wait out in the cold just to watch the story spin. You always cried at the happy end, pretending that it mattered. But now the script is frayed and torn, and every scene is shattered. I traced the lines upon the glass where your breath fogged up the view. A phantom cigarette smoke hangs, reminding me of you. The city's a sepia photograph, bleached out by the lonely rain. I thought our love was epic, destined for the silver screen. But the director called cut, and the credits started to roll way too soon. Silver screen blues fading out in the dark, a masterpiece aborted, leaving just a faint cold spark. I'm stuck in the reel of the memory, spinning round and round. The cinematic sorrow is the only sound I know. The slow motion breakdown of a love that refused to grow. Silver screen blues, the final act of regret, a silent movie of goodbye. I can't seem to forget. We wore the costumes well back then. The facade was almost real. Perfect lighting on our smiles, hiding what we truly feel. Remember dancing in the aisles, believing in the future glow. We were the stars of our own myth, putting on a private show. But the camera caught the tremor in your hand during the close-up scene. A silent admission that the magic had never truly been. Now the theater's locked down tight, just broken popcorn underneath. And all the words that went unsaid, I'm standing in the spotlight, but the crowd has all gone home. Silver screen blues fading out in the dark, a masterpiece aborted, leaving just a faint cold spark. I'm stuck in the reel of the memory, spinning it round and round. The cinematic sorrow is the only sound I know. The slow motion breakdown of a love that refused to grow. Silver screen blues, the final act of regret, a silent movie of goodbye. I can't seem to forget. If I could rewrite the script, erase the last scene's bitter sting, I'd skip the drama, the heavy climax, and the heartbreak it would bring. But the negative is sealed, the footage is archived in my soul, and trying to edit out the pain just takes a heavy toll. They say that time heals all wounds, but this story's playing on repeat. Every frame a punch, every dialogue line a crushing defeat. Silver screen blues fading out in the dark, a masterpiece aborted, leaving just a faint cold spark. I'm stuck in the reel of the memory, spinning round and round. The cinematic sorrow is the only sound I know. The slow motion breakdown.
Street lights bleed across the rain-slick glass. Another late hour, the promises of the city never last. Cigarette smoke causes a phantom in the air. You walked in here like you didn't have a care. The bartender knows your order won't meet your eyes. This place is a waiting room for cheap goodbyes. The saxophone wails a lonely, distant plea. The soundtrack to the mess you made of me. I catch a trace in the mirror's flash, a memory built on quick, unstable ash. You wear that confidence like a borrowed coat, hiding the shit, the lie caught in your throat. This bar smells like desperation in high-proof gin, and I'm just trying to figure out where to begin. The shadows stretch long, making monsters of the walls, waiting for the inevitable fall. Silver trails fading fast in the smoky haze, a mystery I chase through these lonely neon days. You're the ghost in the machine, the cold unwelcome truth, a cinematic scene of wasted burning youth. Midnight hits hard and the rhythm pulls me under, tearing my regard, ripping my world asunder. Silver trace, yeah, I follow where you go, a deadly beautiful show. Your voice is low and gravelly, a whisper against the drum. Every word you speak is carefully cut stone. You talk about escape, about borders in the run, but your eyes betray the damage that's already been done. I watch the ice melt slowly in your amber drink, observing how carefully you stand upon the brink. You always had a talent for leaving things unsaid, planting doubts like landmines deep inside my head. The tension builds metallic sharp, just like a blade, a risky game of shadows that we willingly played. The air hums a dreary, constant note, while I hang on to every single word you flow. Silver trails fading fast in the smoky haze, a mystery I chase through these lonely neon days. You're the ghost in the machine, the cold unwelcome truth, a cinematic scene of wasted burning youth. Midnight hits hard and the rhythm pulls me under, tearing my regard, ripping my world asunder. Silver trace, yeah, I follow where you go, a deadly beautiful show. Don't turn your back on me now, not after all this time. You left a trail of crumbs leading straight to the scene of the crime. The moonlight catches the glint of a tear you try to hide, revealing the vulnerability you keep locked inside. This isn't just about secrets that you hold, it's about the reckless story that we desperately sold. We burned it down slow. Silence now is sharper than the cold, a blanket woven thin and worn and old. I trace the outline of your phantom hand across the ruins of this desolate land. The floorboards creak where laughter used to bloom, swallowed whole by this encroaching gloom. I look for proof that you were truly here, beyond the residue of doubt and fear. The photographs are yellowed at the edge, a memory crumbling upon the window ledge, and every word you left a dying flame, now just an echo whispering your forgotten name. I try to hold the shape of who we were before the began to blur before the solid ground beneath us broke, and everything became just smoke. We planned for forever in that dizzy spell, believing in the stories we would tell. But forever is a word the winds don't keep, and promises are buried while we sleep. Fragile trust we built, a house of cards destroyed by minor cracks and sudden shards. Just smoke, watch it disappear, dissolving into thin atmosphere. A phantom limb, a forgotten sound, nowhere solid to be found. I built a monument on shifting air, oblivious coming nightmare. This love was kindling, burning fierce and bright, extinguished swiftly by the morning light. It lingers just enough to choke my breath, a fragile shadow dancing after death, a momentary warmth against the frost, proving everything that I have desperately lost. Just smoke, a breath held too long in the chest, giving way to final empty rest. The piano sits untouched beneath the dust, a testament to broken faith and rust. The keys still hold the ghost of your last tune, played underneath a pale and wounded moon. I open windows hoping for a sudden breeze to scatter fragments of forgotten ease, but all the air is heavy with the scent of promises that time and distance rent. I search the corners where we used to hide, where youthful certainties refuse to slide, and every secret whispered in the fading dark now leaves an empty, solitary, echoing mark. I press my palms against the cold window pane, wishing for the cleansing, honest, heavy rain to wash away the residue, the lasting stain of hoping you would ever come again. I rearrange the furniture, the books, but cannot change the emptiness in all the silent waiting nooks. The cinematic strings begin to swell, a sudden mournful tide reflecting where my shattered feelings hide, a profound sadness slow and infinitely deep. The promises the fading embers keep. We were too vivid, maybe, for this transient world, a banner too defiantly and bravely unfurled. An entropy, the universal cruelest law, demanded that our perfect structure eventually flaw. So piece by piece the mortar turned to gray, until the structure simply blew and drifted away. Not shattered stone, not wreckage on the cold hard shore, just nothing where there once was something solid, something more. The illusion of forever now exposed, a tragic play whose final curtain just closed, and the only thing remaining, the residual trace, is the emptiness occupying your specific perfect space. Just smoke, watch it disappear, dissolving into thin atmosphere. A phantom limb, a forgotten sound, nowhere solid to be found. I built a monument on shifting air, oblivious to the coming nightmare. This love was kindling, burning fierce and bright, extinguished swiftly by the morning light. It lingers just enough to choke my breath, a fragile shadow dancing after death, a momentary warmth against the frost, proving everything that I have desperately lost. And now the wind takes hold, a final ragged sigh, carries silent pieces up into the empty sky. No trace remains, no burning coal, no solid spark, just silence settling back into the deep, unforgiving dark. Just smoke, weightless and gone. Just smoke, vanishing completely. into the vast, indifferent the air is heavy, thick with yesterday's breath. Another velvet curtain drawn against certain death. I trace the outline of your profile in the dust, most dancing, caught in the low light, barely glancing at the clock that stopped. The night we paused, this apartment is a mausoleum of lost causes. The smoke alarms are silent now, except in the haze, remembering all the promises we burned in those days. Just a silver trace remaining, a phantom limit for the sound of your departure. The mistake I couldn't break, I leave the hallway light on just to prove the darkness hasn't fully taken hold. But every shadow here is turning cold, and I'm still standing here where the last scene faded out, swallowing the words I never dared to shout. Silver trays on a darkened screen, a memory that flickers mean and pristine. It slows down time when the credits roll, digging deep into the marrow of my soul. Real high contrast drama, black and white fire, now just echoes caught in a failing wire. I inhale the absence, cold and slow, the scent of smoke lit, where did we go? It's a permanent scar, the way the light hits your face, breathing only a spectrum, shimmering trace. The window pane reflects a stranger staring back, hollowed eyes observing a calculated attack on silence. I left your favorite record spinning on the turntable, a desperate plea, a narrative fable. I'm walking through rooms lined with forgotten scripts, reading the lines we spoke with sealed lips. Every quiet corner holds a whisper regret, a nicotine stain on a promise I haven't met. I tried to scrub the canvas clean, start the scene anew, but every brushstroke leads me right back to you. The spotlight fades to black, but the burn mark remains etched into the floorboards where we weathered the rains. No final act, just an infinite loop of what we could have been, sinking through the floor. Silver trace on a darkened screen, a memory that flickers mean and pristine. It slows down time when the credits roll, digging deep into the marrow of my soul. We were high contrast drama, black and white fire, now just echoes caught in a failing wire. I inhale the absent, cold and slow, the scent of smoke lit, where did we go? It's a permanent scar, where the light hits your face, leaving only a spectral, shimmering trace. This cinematic decay is all that remains. I'm stuck between frames, caught in the hard rain of realization. The silver highlight starts to fade. The clock hands are anchors now, dragging time through sand. And Another thousand sunsets I watched without a hand. The architecture of my room is built on quiet dread, and every mirror whispers back the things I left unsaid. I wear the dust of waiting like a silver heavy cloak, a muted film of life where nothing ever truly woke. My shadow learned to dance alone, a phantom in the gloom. There's velvet drape across the exit of this vacant room. The air is thin, a brittle glass that shatters when I breathe. This hollow echo chamber where the promises still reads. I count the silent fractures, the hairline cracks that grow, searching for a single signal that the outside world might know. I've been sewing up the edges with fine threads at night, applying pressure to the wound before it catches light. These stitches in the silence, they are binding up the years where loneliness has turned the ocean of my soul to tears. And the quiet is the loudest sound I've ever had to bear, a masterpiece of hiding, pretending I don't care. I curated every window so the world just sees the green, but underneath the painted smile, the wreckage stays unseen. I walk on fragile porcelain, careful not to make a sound, lest the tremor of my heart break what was built on shaky ground. The long days bleed into the short nights, indistinguishable gray, a solitary voyager who simply forgot the way. I keep the ghosts of laughter tied in bundles near the bed, the only company allowed inside this fragile aching head. But even stones remember when the torrent tried to break them, and even withered roots hold on to secrets that forsake them. I am not just the fallen, I am also the slow ascent, and I hold the map of scars for every moment spent. If the stars deny their compass, I will navigate by feel. The deepest quiet holds the power that reveals and helps to heal. I've been sewing up the edges with fine threads of night, applying pressure to the wound before it catches light. These stitches in the silence, they are binding up the years where loneliness has turned the ocean of my soul to tears. And the quiet is the loudest sound I've ever had to bear, a masterpiece of hiding, pretending I don't care. Just the breath, just the thread, mending slow inside this silence. The quiet is still here, but the binding holds. I trace the fault lines where the daylight used to land, a fraction map of what I couldn't understand. The memory is dust, but the echo still remains, a heavy stone lodged deep inside my veins. I built a glass house on your shifting riverbed, and now the sharp shards settle where my hope once fed. The quiet of this room screams louder than a fight, just the sound of silence drowning out the light. I tried to mend the fabric, but the thread was just too weak. You left a cavern where my promises would speak. Now all the king's horses and all the king's men can't put this structure back together again. It's not skin deep, darling. This is architectural decay. The heartbreak runs deeper than the things I used to say. I'm wearing history like a shroud, a pale translucent gown, just stitches on the skeleton holding everything down. A phantom limb of laughter, an ache beneath the bone. I thought I was fixed, but I'm eternally alone with stitches on the skeleton, proof of where you left your scar. A structural disaster, no matter how far. We used to talk of futures written in the steam of late night coffee cups, a perfect fragile dream. I keep finding trinkets, relics of your ghost, little paper ships abandoned on the coast. Did you ever notice how the shadows start to grow when the sun forgets the place it used to know? I polished all the silver to my reflection disappeared, just a hollowed out canvas holding all the things I fear. If every crack shows where the pressure used to mount, then my entire frame is running out of count. I'm just a monument to a love that wouldn't last, praying for the flood to wash away the past. Tell me, does the pain become a pattern? Does it set? Is this the final form of who I'm meant to get? Unravel me completely, let the whole thing fall apart, because these fragile sutures only hide a broken heart. It's not skin deep, darling. This is architectural decay. The heartbreak runs deeper than the things I used to say. I'm wearing history like a shroud, a pale translucent gown, just stitches on the skeleton holding everything down. A phantom limb of laughter, an ache beneath the bone. I thought I was fixed, but I'm eternally alone with stitches on the skeleton, proof of where you left your scar. A structural disaster, no matter how far, no matter how far. The seams are showing, pulling tight.
Clock reads midnight, 00 digital dust on the screen. Another Tuesday in the sprawl, nothing is real, nothing is clean. The atmosphere is thick tonight, static clinging to the synthetic light. I pull the collar hot against the drone of the surveillance flight. Street lights bleed sky hues across the slick wet chrome of the avenue. Silent world, safe for the hum of the mega structures above me waiting. Just a ghost on the sidewalk watching the data stream fluctuating. This artificial peace is just a calm before the cold breaks free. Synthetic smoke, a manufactured release. Draw it down deep, hoping for some temporary peace. 12 a.m. lullaby, powered by the grid's deep side. A slow burn camel dream underneath a plastic sky. This vapor trail is all I have, a moment of simulated truth. Chasing shadows in the ether, escaping the weight of my youth. Synthetic smoke dissolving the edges of the night. Another solitary hit, bathed in this cold electric light. My lungs fill up with processed air, recycled fears and faded hopes. The skyline is a circuit board of ambition, hanging on by fragile ropes. Every billboard whispers promises of upgrades, bio-engineered smiles. But down here in the underbelly, we just count the lonely miles. I watch the smoke curl upward, fighting the forced circulation breeze. It dissipates like memories I can't quite grasp, falling to my knees. They promised us the stars but gave us this controlled cold glass cage. Now I just turn another page in this colorless, endless age. Synthetic smoke, a manufacturer leaves. Draw it down deep, hoping for some temporary peace. 12 a.m. lullaby, powered by the grid's deep side. A slow burn camel dream underneath the plastic sky. This vapor trail is all I have, a moment of simulated truth. Chasing shadows in the ether, escaping the weight of my youth. Synthetic smoke dissolving the edges of the night. Another solitary hit, bathed in this cold electric light. The clock ticks down another minute, pedal against the pavement sound. Is this the only freedom left when silence is the most profound? The simulation flickers, I can almost see the wires exposed, but the fog is sweet and temporary, keeping the pain for reality close. Just breathe it in, let the circuit board cool, let the system reboot inside. For 5 more minutes I am unplugged, nowhere left to run or hide. Synthetic smoke, a manufacturer release. Draw it down deep, hoping for some tempo.
Trace the ghost outline on the pane, where rain remembers your name. The silence here is weighted, a lead curtain drawn across the morning light. I'm standing on the threshold of a year we never saw, counting the echoes in the empty hall.
Every photograph is a fragile anchor I can't quite hold, letting me drift into the frost and the cold.
The arithmetic of loss is simple subtraction, but the remainder is a fractal of unanswered action. I watch the compass spin wild, searching for a latitude that vanished when you smile.
This is the terminal velocity of hope, the moment gravity wins. We're falling fast now, but the descent is smooth.
A quiet surrender, no more fighting the friction, just accepting the free fall. I finally reached the speed where trying stops hurting,
and the only sound left is the whisper of what used to be.
a beautiful, devastating zero. The asphalt memorized the rhythm of your departure, a timeline etched in tire marks and dust. I keep polishing the fragments of promise promises we shattered, thinking somehow they'll reform into trust.
I used to believe in elasticity, that stretch bonds snap back, but some ruptures create a new kind of space, a permanent starless black.
My memories are vivid mosaics, except for the exit sign, which remains deliberately blurred, a kindness I deny myself.
If every star is a burning past, then maybe this ache is just the distance light travels to haunt us.
I've built a museum out of our what-ifs, preserving the phantom limb of our future. I know I should cut the string, let the kite fly into the storm.
But I prefer the pull, the constant reminder that it once belonged to me, tethered to my palm. This is the terminal velocity of hope, the moment gravity wins. We're falling fast now, but the descent is smooth. A quiet surrender, no more fighting the friction, just accepting the free fall. I finally reached the speed where trying stops hurting, and the only sound left is the whisper of what used to be a beautiful, devastating zero. Zero, the devastating zero. We hit the limit, didn't we? Just the echo of the falling sound, the speed of goodbye. Speed of goodbye.
The clock hands rusted at 4:15 when you left the ghost of a future scene. I polished the silence on the mahogany frame, whispering your unutterable name. The air is too heavy, the light is too thin. Where does the waiting start and where does it begin? Dust motes dance in the shaft of the sun, illuminating the battles I haven't yet won. I know the map is burned, the road is closed, but my heart believes in things that aren't composed. Every echo is a lie I choose to hear, fighting the physics of the atmosphere. Oh, the gravity of waiting, it pulls me down below. I've locked the front door against the spring rain, refusing the solace that could wash out the pain. I built a cathedral from misplaced belief, enshrined in the shadow of enduring grief. People move forward, they shed their old skin, but I'm wearing the uniform of where we have been. Every new dawn is just a replay of night, a slow depletion of residual light. If I cut the cord, will the ruin finally bloom? Will I shatter into fragments across this empty room? Tell me, are you waiting to across some phantom shore? Or am I just the fool who believes in forevermore? This endless holding breath is my demise, a beautiful trap hidden behind these eyes. Oh, the gravity of waiting, it pulls me down below. I'm anchored to the moment where you said you had to go. 1,000 days have spun into a tether made of dread, a celestial weight on the memory of your head. I can't look up, I can't move on. I'm suspended in the pause, obeying only the gravity of waiting's cruelest laws. Cruelest laws. Suspended in the pause, I'm still right here, anchored, still right here. We built our world on silent symmetries, a fragile tower against the coming breeze. I calibrated every star in your gaze, believed in constants through the shifting days. But zero gravity arrived unseen, erased the lines where you and I had been. Now I'm just floating in this vacant space, searching for purchase, losing track of grace. The atmosphere is thin, the air is cold. A story whispered that can't be untold. The point of no return is far below. And darling, only one direction left to go. It's the physics of falling, a terminal velocity, a perfect inverse of what love used to be. I fractured every law that held us high, watching the fragments scatter through the sky. There is no friction left to slow the drop, just a silent moment right before I stop. I traced the fault line on your photograph, the scar where laughter turned into an epitaph. Remember evenings when we defied the spin and thought that permanence could settle in. I tried to anchor to your steady shore, but tides insisted we could meet no more. This heavy heart obeys the pull of dread, a plummet fueled by everything we said. They say that every mass attracts the legs, but our attraction led to weightlessness. If I could choose a different paradigm, I'd stop the clock and rewind the time, but inertia demands that I descend, just a tragic constant ride until the end. I'm calculating where the impact lies, reflected brightly in your vacant eyes. It's the physics of falling, a terminal velocity, a perfect inverse of what love used to be. before I stop. Gravity always wins. I measure years in decimal distancing, caught in the silent air. A marble statue built on wreckage. Nobody visits there. My skin became a brittle map where loneliness took its toll. Just echoing chambers inside a hollowed soul. I fell so deep the surface cracked, forgot the sun's direction, existing purely as reflection, void of all projection. But deep beneath the frozen ground, the currents start to run. A whisper louder than a scream, waiting for the sun. The gears are turning in the dark where sight cannot discern. A lesson only solitude permits the soul to learn. Oh, this is the quiet velocity, the speed you never see. My heart is accelerating under the shroud of me. I fell down for 1,000 tides, but gravity let go. Now I'm learning how to bloom in slow motion. Watch the stillness glow. This is the quiet velocity. This is the quiet velocity. I've spent so long befriending shadows. They knew my breathing pattern well. A shipwreck compass spinning wildly, trapped in a silent cell. I thought the failure was the ending, a final curtain draw, but the wreckage holds the blueprint where the future starts to prop. This hidden engine doesn't stutter, fueled by years of dread, converting sorrow into purpose, silence into thread. They only saw the surface calm, the glaze upon the glass. They didn't hear the engine turning, the engine deep inside the mass. This patient power, unhurried yet profound in every phase. The fastest motion is internal through the quietest maze. I broke the clock that measures time and chose to simply flow. This is the quiet velocity, the speed you never see. My heart is accelerating under the shroud of me. I fell down for 1,000 tides, but gravity watch the stillness glow. I still reach across the mattress when the morning light is thin, but I only find the hollow where your body should have been. The sheets are perfectly level, not a wrinkle, not a crease, just a quiet, cold reminder of this interrupted peace. I make 2 cups of coffee, then I pour one down the drain. It's the little habits breaking that bring on the sharpest pain. There's a silhouette of silence sitting in your favorite chair. I try to breathe around it, but there's no more room for air. Oh, I'm chasing the lines of the space you left behind, and every empty hallway, it's the only thing I find. It's a weight in the air, is the shadow on the floor, is the sound of the wind where you used to close the door. It's a heavy, jagged outline, and it cuts me like a knife. Just the shape of your absence in the middle of my life. The bookshelf has a gap now, where your journals used to stay, like a tooth pulled from a smile. Everything feels thrown away. I went to buy those peaches that you like so much in June. Then I realized I'm singing to an empty living room. The gravity has shifted, I'm leaning to the sides, trying to fill the crater where I forever went to die. It's not a hole, it's a presence, it's a ghost I cannot run. It's the darkness that's left over when you take away the sun. I try to move the furniture to hide the way it looks, but you can't rewrite the ending by just moving all the books. Now I'm chasing the lines of the space you left behind, and every empty hallway, it's the only thing I find. It's the weight in the air, is the shadow on the floor, is the sound of the wind where you used to close the door. It's a heavy, jagged outline, and it cuts me like a knife. Just the shape of your absence in the middle of my life. It's the frame without the picture, it's the echo, not the song. It's the right here turning nowhere, it's the feeling I don't belong. Just a silhouette, just the shape of you, still filling up the room. Dusty frames of footage, the scent of a phantom summer, a clock hand spinning backward, chasing a light that's dimmer. I trace the hairline fractures on the glass of what we were, a whispered declaration that I knew I'd soon enter. The past is now a foreign shore lit by watch the tides of memory rise, remembering what was undone. I'm charting shadows in the wake of the promise that dissolved, leaving only phantom heat and questions never solved. We built a satellite that couldn't hold the atmosphere, defied the pull of gravity, ignored the fading cheer. I saw the metal bending, felt the friction growing thin, and understood the physics of the fall where damage crept in. Oh, the velocity of regret, it's a constant acceleration, a wreckage of goodbye, past the point of mediation. I'm charting the space between us and never again. 100 miles an hour through the silence that sets in. The moment broke, but the echo stays. A frequency I can't dismiss. This phantom limb of yesterday is the only thing I truly miss. The silence in this room is now a monument to sound. Every echoed promise lies 6 feet underground. I swear I still can hear the ghost of keys inside the lock, the careful calibration of a slow inevitable shock. I keep a strict accounting of the words I should have kept, a ledger of the chances that I foolishly just swept beneath the rug of certainty, believing we were safe. Now I'm just counting keystones in this crumbling escape. If I could just rewind the spool, undo the knots I tied, would the mirror show a different fool, or just the same regret inside? This echo chamber is my prison, where every choice is sharp and clear. The knowledge of the damage is the hardest thing to bear. We were a perfect crystal, and I dropped it from the height. Now every shard reflects a different shade of fading light. Oh, the velocity of regret, it's a constant acceleration, a wreckage of goodbye, past the point of mediation. I'm charting the space between us and never again. 100 miles an hour through the silence that sets in. The moment broke, but the echo stays. A frequency I can't dismiss. This phantom limb of yesterday is the only thing I truly miss. Velocity of regret, pulling me under the tide, faster than the speed of light. There's nowhere left to hide, just the wreckage now, just the speed of regret. Sunrise built across the window pane, but the light felt distant like a memory of rain. I traced the edges of a feeling I can't name, a residual warmth flickering like a low flame. The air is thick with traces of a moment, barely there, a gentle haze reflecting something soft and rare. We move so slow, suspended in that golden hour, watching wishes fade like mist beneath a flower. I don't need sharp clarity, just this blurred outline, a perfect echo of your hand touching mine. It's the residue of calm, the quiet after the chime. The world outside is rushing, but we hold the line. This gentle weightless feeling like floating through time. Velvet silence wraps around the atmosphere. driving out the frantic sounds, dispelling every fear. It's the smooth descent, the quiet pull, the space we found, where only whispers and soft echoes are allowed. The smoke light memory, it breathes within the room, lifting up the heavy edges of the coming gloom. Just a delicate shimmer, a slow, deep release, finding absolute, uncomplicated peace. The coffee steams, but I'm still caught within the scene, where every movement was intentional and clean. Your eyes held secrets, painted in a deep marine, a quiet confidence, utterly serene. I tried to anchor it, to hold the shifting sand, but beauty is meant to flow, not caged within the hand. It lingers on the tongue, the flavor mild and sweet, the steady rhythm of two hearts softly beat. There's no urgency, no need to define a cause, just the acceptance of this moment without pause. A gentle illumination, free from all the flaws, respecting nature's unwritten, soothing laws. Velvet silence wraps around the atmosphere, driving out the frantic sounds, dispelling every fear. It's the smooth descent, the quiet pull, the space we found, where only whispers and soft echoes are allowed. The smoke light memory, it breathes within the room, lifting up the heavy edges of the coming gloom. Just a delicate shimmer, a slow, deep release, finding absolute, uncomplicated peace. We built a cathedral out of shadows and light, a refuge tucked away from the insistent night. Soft focus edges blurring wrong from right, everything feels fragile, handled just right. Don't speak too loud, don't break the careful trance, let the smooth stillness dictate the slow dance. If I breathe too deeply, will the subtle magic break? I hold the breath I took for goodness sake. Keep the vapor moving, keep the light, keep the vapor moving, keep them all. The condensation starts to climb, tracing patterns lost to time. Outside, the snow begins to drift, another season cool, quick shift. I see your breath still on the page, a foggy echo of the rain we swore would keep us safe inside, before the silence multiplied. Now I watch the world turn slow, where did all the color go? Just gray and white and empty air, a frozen moment we can't repair. Winter window frame, reflecting at the blame, a frozen picture of your name, whispered like a dying flame. Yeah, the memories starving cold, the story left untold. I'm stuck here staring at the glass, hoping let this feeling move us. That old coffee cup you left still sitting right here on a shelf. It seems absurd how small things stay when half my universe walked away. We used to laugh when winds would howl, sheltered underneath one soul. Now every draft just hits too deep, promises I couldn't keep. If I could melt the ice away and bring us back to yesterday, I'd rewrite every single line and make your every inch then fade out with resonant piano chords. The clocks here are merely monuments to time I didn't spend. I am an anchorite in a cathedral of glass, watching the light bend. A ghost ship on a sea of polished marble, sails furled tight. How long has this horizon been swallowed by the perpetual night? My pulse is a drumbeat muted by velvet space, a whispering chime. I exist in this quiet architecture, suspended beyond rhyme. I trace the geometry of dust motes caught in the solar ray. Is this what zero means, when all momentum fades away? The gravity of solitude pulls soft and slow, and still I fall, yet nowhere left to go. This is a zero velocity drift, where the echo becomes the source, a suspended state of sinking without effort or force. I am a satellite of sorrow, caught in a cold orbit of one, waiting for the sun to remember the work it has begun. Oh, to feel the friction again, to tear the silent seams, caught in the hollow space between breathing and dreams. The phantom weight of absent hands is heavier than stone. I built a sanctuary of silence, hoping to feel less alone. But silence only amplifies the rustle of forgotten days. And the map of my potential lies shattered in 1,000 ways. I wear the mantle of the moon, cold reflection, distant pale, a permanent resident inside this existential whale. But if I tilt my axis just a fractional degree, could I disrupt this endless perfect symmetry? Could a single tremor shatter the crystalline cage I roll? Or am I destined to forever drift this far from home? A whisper of intention could break the spellbound air. This is a zero velocity drift, where the echo becomes the source, a suspended state of sinking without effort or force. I am a satellite of sorrow, caught in a cold orbit of one, waiting for the sun to remember the work it has begun. Oh, to feel the friction again, to tear the silent seams, caught in the hollow space between breathing and dreams. Drift, zero velocity, the current never moves me, only shifts the shade. If I close my eyes, maybe I'll forget I stayed. Oh, the drift, the perfect weightless fall, nothing left to break the fall, nothing at all. melted on the wall. At 8 a.m. the night you left the frame, I still dust the space where your shadow used to fall, fearing time will change the name. My skin remembers the frequency of your absent touch, a phantom limb that aches too much. I walk these halls like a museum of what we were, preserved beneath a glass veneer, a perfect, beautiful catastrophe, now static, deaf to gravity. I try to push the film forward, but the reel is glued, trapped inside this haunted mood. The silence here is weighted gold, a story we refuse to be told. If I scream out loud, will the echo break the spell, or just confirm I'm still unwell? Zero velocity stitches holding us in place, a perfect halt in time and space. We are the monuments of promises we couldn't keep, buried in a frozen, dreamless sleep. My heart is a pendulum that stopped mid-swing, waiting for the bells that refuse to ring. And every dawn is just the same hue of blue, caught between forgetting and having you. Zero velocity stitches. You left your coat, a heavy velvet shroud, draped over the ghost of our loud crowd. I trace the frayed edges where your laughter used to weave, desperate for something to believe. They say movement is healing, but I built my fortress here, protected by the atmosphere of absolute zero, where passion turns to frost, calculating everything we lost. It's a magnificent kind of torment, this perfect paralyzed surrender. But if I cut the threads, if I sever this suspension, will the wound bleed out the tension, or will the impact of reality shatter the illusion, confirming this confusion? I need a tectonic shift, a force to break the glass, but inertia holds the weight of the past. Zero velocity stitches are keeping me alive, but refusing to let me truly thrive. I'm stuck on the threshold of goodbye. Zero velocity stitches holding us in place, a perfect hold in time and space. We are the monuments of promises we couldn't keep, buried in a frozen, dreamless sleep. My heart is a pendulum that stopped mid-swing, waiting for the bells that refuse to ring. And every dawn is just the same hue of blue, caught between forgetting and having you. Zero velocity stitches, stitches of ice stitched in time. Zero velocity, still here. The glass veneer won't break. Zero velocity stitches.